Hello, I'm Maggie Kinloch. I'm the Vice Principal at the Royal Conservatoire of Scotland. And if you're looking at this film, it might mean that you're thinking of coming to study here or maybe to work here. And I just want to say to you that if you are, and if you do end up studying here or working here, you'll find a community that really welcomes you and supports you, because whoever we are, however we identify, we're all welcome in this fantastic creative place that is the Royal Conservatoire. And if you're at a time in your life where you're making sense of who you are and how you identify, then you can be sure that if you come here and if you come to work and study here, it's a great place to be. And I, for one, have always felt so welcome and so supported here, and we make that part of our mission. And you know, if you're struggling with difficulties in your life, if you're finding bullying and difficult challenges in your life because of who you are, just remember it gets better, and we want to play our part in that.
My name's Matthew McVarish.
My name is Ewan Haney.
Ad Tamimi, and I'm studying, I'm a first year BA acting.
I'm Nick Bain.
My name's Ali D'Souza and I'm lecturer in acting.
I'm a Budge and I'm a second year contemporary performance practice.
I'm Gabriel Spector and I'm on CPP.
I'm Scott Gilmore. I'm a student on the BA Musical Theatre course.
I'm Andrew Panton. I run the Musical Theatre department.
So when I was about 14, I became extremely attracted to one of my best friends.
I had loads of girlfriends and, you know, thought that was going to be okay. Yep. And then I fell in love with a boy.
I was terrified because I grew up in I'm the youngest of 7 in a very Irish Catholic family.
I felt horrified, deeply scared.
Before I realised that I was gay, I was the only person of any Arab descent in a grade school in Iceland after 2001.
I thought I'd be losing my family and all ties to them.
I'll deal with it myself just now. Before we talk to people about this, I'll deal with it myself, and then we'll take it from there.
I had this really sort of huge wall between me and the world. Like I was always sort of sitting back behind my own head, watching what I was doing.
One feels that you're living half a life, because all of your girlfriends in school, they've got their boyfriends, they're living that life, and you're concealing something.
When I finally kind of accepted, all right, this might be a thing, I said to myself, okay, I'll start with telling my friends, because if I tell my friends and they don't like it, I can live with that.
It took me a while, actually, after that to actually have the conversation.
I ended up coming out to my mom through email.
I didn't come out to my family, my mother outed me.
It took me about 3.5 years to ever tell anyone. And it was my really good friend Grace.
My mom said, well, as long as you're still saying your prayers, it's okay. And my dad already knew, so I think he just worked it out.
I came out to my oldest sister, Sandy. By then my parents had died, so they never knew. So, but I came out to my older sister, Sandy, and she was like, yeah, no surprise there. She wasn't surprised at all.
And it's an abiding regret that I didn't speak to my family earlier than I did.
I was very, very upset, and I came home and my mum came into my room and she said, what's wrong? And I said, I can't. I was just sobbing. I said, I can't possibly tell you. It's just too awful. It's just absolutely awful. She said, try. She calmed me down. So I started saying, well, you know, Alex, which was the guy I was seeing, Alex and I are more than friends. And she said, I mean, I know that. What's the problem? And I said, well, we've split up. She said, oh, well, that's the problem. Let's deal with that.
It was like putting down a massive bag of bricks that I hadn't realised I'd been carrying.
It was at that point that I realised that there was a very positive life for me.
I made an awful lot of mistakes because of not coming out and because of hiding it so deep.
Coming out was probably the best thing that I did, because if I hadn't, I'd still be living a double life.
Part in, part, and then tell some people not, and then
everything just seems to fall into place. Especially when other people are supportive of you being in love with who you want to be in love with. That's kind of the coolest bit.
I realised I couldn't ever have been happy had I not come out and been able to be me and live my life.
Be yourself. Come out when you feel ready to come out.
And coming out to yourself, I think, is the biggest step.
If you're thinking of coming out now, I'd say just do it.
If you can't think of a reason not to, do it.
Yeah, that's really true.
Be brave, be confident in who you are.
It feels like when you got to come out, you've just got to suddenly turn around to the entire world and tell them this entirely massive news that's going to change the way you appear to the world. But that's really not how it is. You tell one person and it gets a little better, and then you tell another few people and it gets a bit better, and then the more people you tell, gradually it gets a lot better.
It definitely gets better. The times when it has been hard for me, it has changed massively as I've gotten older and as I've been able to choose who I have around me.
The world becomes a more adult place. The world becomes a more open place. The world becomes a more accepting place. The guy who bullied me when I was in 8th grade, he's one of my best friends in the world right now. He's actually marrying someone I've known since preschool. It gets better.
I would say it does. It definitely gets better.
Immeasurably better.
Definitely gets better.
It does. Yes, God.
The more you discover about you as a person, that's only a good thing. So yeah, it does. It gets better.
Yes, it does get better.
Absolutely.
It gets better big time, and it keeps getting better. I'm 58 and it's still getting better.
The Royal Conservatoire is like a professional, supportive environment where your sexuality is inconsequential.
Incredibly open, diverse, accepting place.
Everyone here is sort of united under a passion, and it's this passion to do something creative.
If you can do what you came here to do well, then all of that labeling just falls away. Doesn't matter.
You have to be yourself here, actually. If you're not yourself, regardless of what your discipline is, if you're not yourself, you will never, ever release the power of creation, of theatre, of film, of whatever, unless you absolutely know yourself and you're honest with yourself. And if you can do that, then you can do anything.
Lament him, ye mountains of Russia.